All in all, the front looks a little bit more aggressive because we've got the ST Line X model here. They've gone, the buttons have gone. Is there any squidge here? There's a bit of squidge. It's a pan roof. It's a pan roof. Welcome back to the Vertu YouTube channel, and I've got a question for you. Can you get a car that is great for everyone? Well, I think the Ford Kuga is pretty much as good as it gets when it comes to that. It's great for all the family, lots of room, it's a great drive, it's got great efficiency stats, and I think we'll all agree it's not an ugly car. So we've got a Ford Kuga 2025 facelift version here, so stick with me today and we will explore whether the Kuga is the best all-rounder to hit the UK since Ian Botham. Ian Botham, he's a cricketer. Just cut to some clips of the car, cricket, and all-rounders where they bat and they bowl. So what have they done in terms of design features from the outgoing model? Well, most of them can be seen here at the front, starting with new headlights, slimmer, sleeker, nicer. I think we can sum that up, and that goes into this bit of chrome across here, which is a light bar, and it's called the Coast to Coast light bar. I don't know what coast to coast means, but we'll have to accept it. And that goes into a bigger grille as well. We're flashing up imagery of the older outgoing model as well, so you can see the subtle changes. There's some air intakes as well there, and I think all in all, the front looks a little bit more aggressive because we've got the ST Line X model here on the Vertu YouTube channel. Let's go to the back. I did mention that most of the design features are at the front because the back hasn't really changed. No, it hasn't. It's a bit lower. The ST Line X, a bit lower at the back, bumper, obviously a bit lower at the front as well in terms of suspension. And we've got some different lights. Got some different lights at the back. But that's it. But it's fine. It looks nice. The inside of the Kuga ST Line X, always going to be a lovely place. Let's turn that on. So I've got my infotainment system on. Right, okay, what have they done differently to the outgoing model? Well, first of all, I've lost my buttons. They've gone. The buttons have gone. I've only got these. Yeah, that's not many there, is there? I've got my volume there, I've got my stop-start, and I've got my little rotary gear selector. But I've lost my buttons because they're all on this amazing infotainment system. However, I like buttons. I like the choice. I like having both. I like having buttons and also like to be able to control it on here. I find it a little bit easier in terms of navigating whilst I drive. But it's not a massive problem. Perhaps it's just the old man in me. Lots of other drivers, I'm sure they'd rather it on here. And the reason they'd rather it on here is because the infotainment system is really, really good. It is really good. Nothing laggy about it. When I say laggy, it's very responsive. It is touch screen. It changes very, very easily. And it's got a lot of inbuilt on there on the ST Line X, on the ST Line models as well. So we've got sat-nav in there, we've got wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and we've got lots of helpful stuff on there. And just because I've just mentioned my buttons and I want the buttons there all the time, they have made it easier for me because they've got all my heating controls and my aircon all at the bottom, and they don't move, so they stay there. This is an ST Line X model, so I have some upgrades. I have the B&O sound system, there it is, looking at me, and there it is down here, again looking at me. I also have a little bit of carbon fibre effect here in the dash. But what do we make of the interior and the build quality? Let's talk about hard plastic. So, is there any squidge here? There's a bit of squidge. There's a bit of squidginess in the dash. That's not hard plastic. However, this, yeah, there's a bit of squidginess here. It's a bit plasticky here, just down here. But I can take that. I guess. going to be a bit critical of that. Oh, the build quality, very, very good in terms of built to last. That is what the Kuga is. That's what you'd expect from a family SUV, because you're going to have kids and teenagers and all sorts of people in here. Built to last is what it is. So I'm pretty pleased on the build quality. We could just maybe forget about these little bits of hard plastic, because I've got a lot of squidge up here. A couple of things to mention as well. The seats. The seats are very, very nice. ST Line, ST Line X get these lovely sport seats. Half leather, half Alcantara. Red stitching throughout on this magnetic grey version we have here. Red stitching on the mats all the way through the build, which is the leather here. I just think it's a really nice place to be, even on my steering wheel here, which is heated. Lovely, lovely seats. In summary, the interior, as a driver here of the Kuga, I've got so much room, so much visibility. I've got a really good display here, my driver display, and a fantastic infotainment system now. So I'm pretty happy. But let's see what the storage is like. Let's get my bottles. I'm armed with stuff, and stuff needs a home to go to when we drive. So let's see if we've got some storage, basically. Okay, here we go. Door bins. Have I got, I mean, door bins, oh, we got room for bottle. I've got a wallet there. That's a big wallet. It's not mine. Right, okay. Have I got another? Quite a bit of room in there. 2 bottles and a wallet in there. Fantastic. Okay, let's bring it through. Let's bring my stuff through. The good door bin usage. Lots of little compartments though. I know it's going to be great for putting rubbish in. Right, okay. Cup holders. Cup holder number 1. Cup holder number 2. Perfect. Nothing obstructing my cup holder. I've got a big load of house keys here. I mean, who has that many house keys? I've got a compartment there that they store in. Bosh. But then I can also remove this tray and I have a bigger compartment in there. Okay, I've got a compartment there though, wireless charging pad for my mobile phone. I can also get wired up there, and I've got a 12-volt charge as well there. There's a little bit of space for my wallet there as well, I think, next to my phone. Perfect. I've got more door bins there. That is obviously a massive compartment. Glove box, so we've got, oh my word, that is a big glove box. It took me by surprise. Look at that. You can fit all sorts in there. iPads for kids, phones, door bin space over there. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with my compartment, except this little tray. Put in the comments what I could do with this little tray if I want to put stuff in. I mean, I put stuff in there and then put it back. That's what I do, isn't it? But what? It's fine. Before I get in the back, I'm now going to cut to a new segment. 5 things that I like about this family car.
5 things I like about this family car.
First thing is the electric seats on this ST Line X. They are fantastic. Finding a position has never been so easy. I've got electric lumbar support as well. Now, it might be a little bit of a fancy thing that I like, but pan roof is what I really like, and the fact that it's a sunroof as well. But I don't like it in this weather because it's a little bit wet. Number 3, it's the reverse camera. It's really big on the screen, but not only that, I click on this and I can zoom in if I'm getting into an extra tight space. I can zoom in on every corner, 360. I've got sensors, front, rear, everywhere. Camera, I really like it. And number 4, I'm in the back, so why should I not have the right to adjust my seats? I can. I can come forward, I can go back, and look, I can come forward there, backwards. This gives me more room in the boot. It gives me more adjustability to go forward and then further back with my seat here. I am a happy man because I can adjust my seat as a back seat passenger. 5th and final thing that I love about this car compared to anyone else are these little levers. Boom and boom. They put the back seats down by a little lever here in the boot.
5 things I like about this family car.
I'm now in the back and I'm very happy. First of all, because of the space. I've got loads of space in front, and I've got loads of space at the top. I'm 6 foot, and there is plenty of room from my head to the ceiling. And I always think the Kuga doesn't look absolutely monstrous on the road either. I think it looks really, really nice. So the fact I've got this much room is a real surprise. I've still got my sports seats, half leather, half Alcantara, with the red stitching. I've also got a little bit more comfort in the back with 2 cup holders here and a bit of an armrest in the middle there. Again, very, very happy indeed. All 3 of these recliner, you can actually adjust them as well. So that is a real plus point. I've also got a little bit of storage back here. I've obviously got my door bins as well there with a cup holder. I've also got a little bit of space here on the passenger seat, a pocket, and the driver's seat as well. Great for iPads and bits like that. Kids' toys, fantastic. I've also got climate control in the back here as well. And this is one, heated back seats. Heated back seats here on the ST Line X. Whew. I could not be happier in the back seats here because you're getting everything that they've got up front. Well played, the ST Line X. Right, car seat in place. The toddler seat is there. Remember, the seats are adjustable, so we can move them closer so they can get access to any iPads or anything that's in there. We can also recline them a little bit. Perhaps they've fallen asleep and like to recline a little bit. Worth mentioning the Isofix there as well. They are on show, not covered by any zips or whatever. I know that was a bone of contention with a couple of people. Some people liked it, some people didn't. But there we go, plenty of room for a toddler in this car. The one thing we've not done though is to see if it's got room for 3 adults across the back. Let's see. Okay, 3 adults need to sit along here. So coming in, let's go. Okay, there we go. Perfect. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Boot space on the Kuga ST Line. Let's just have a little look, shall we? Well, for a start, obviously, it's going to be a very big boot. Lots of room for buggies, lots of room for all sorts of stuff in there. But let's talk about facts and numbers. 536 litres of boot space here on the ST Line X. Very, very big indeed. Not the biggest, there is bigger out there, but is pretty big. A thing that I love about it, obviously we've got the 12 volt charging points, we've got some tethering points as well there, but I do love about the fact that you can put the 60-40 split seats down just by the flick of these levers. You don't have to mess around and go round the front like I had to on my last vehicle if you were watching. But very, very impressed with the boot space. But let's see how big it is with our luggage. Throw me a big one. Gosh, there we go. Let's put that in there. Throw me a littler one. There we go. Pop that in there. Put that in there, down the side, and we have got plenty of room for hand luggage. And like I say, if we're looking at buggies, toys and all that sort of stuff, or trips to IKEA or other shops are available. The only thing I'd complain a little bit about is the old parcel shelf. The newfangled parcel shelf. If this is what it is, I don't mind the older ones, to be honest. It gets in the way a little bit. If you're going to put a little bit more in there and you close it, it gets all bent up and out of shape, and then you'd probably have to remove it, just like you would other parcel shelves. But I just find them a little bit weird, in my personal opinion. But yeah, boot space is great. And also, I'm just showing off now, because the ST Line X model comes with a remote tailgate. There we go. Before I get and tell you about the drive, I want to park it and just show you how easily it handles and how amazing this camera is. So I've got a little parking space there, and I'll line it up and I'll whip the old camera on, and it's going to help me in, obviously with my mirrors, tells me angles, and it just manoeuvres not like a cumbersome SUV. It actually feels like a bit of a hatchback. It feels a lot closer to the Focus than it does to perhaps a monster SUV that are out there, and they can feel a little bit cumbersome. So I'm in my space, my camera's done the trick, got my sensors screaming at me, and then yeah, I'm in, and that was no hassle whatsoever. Okay, time to put the drive through its paces. For a start, let's talk engines. Let's talk about this one that we've got, the ST Line X full plug-in hybrid. Now this one has a 2.5 litre engine that puts out 240 brake horsepower. Now that's, I mean, the Ford Focus ST is 276 brake horsepower. It gives you an idea just how much power this actually has. This one also has really good low CO2 emissions. We're talking about 21 grams per kilometre, as you would expect with the full plug-in hybrid. The good thing about this as well, we've got the range of 43 miles on it, and around town driving, the hybrid kicks in and takes you around at a very good miles per gallon. 53, 55 miles per gallon achieving on this one, as well as the hybrid version, the full hybrid version, which is a 2.5 litre engine as well, but puts out around 178 brake horsepower. So that's the other version. There is a 1.5 litre EcoBoost engine that has a manual. This is a CVT automatic gearbox, and might I add, absolutely seamless. With the ST Line and the ST Line X, you get a slightly firmer suspension, and this one here, the ST Line X, has 19-inch alloy wheels. So the drive of this is really, really good. It means that the lean is not as much, you're not throwing it around on the road, there's maximum grip, and it is absolutely perfect when driving around on these UK country roads. Worth mentioning that you're talking about 240 brake horsepower, and can it get it down to the road? It absolutely can. When you put your foot down, it's very, very responsive, as you would expect with this automatic gearbox. Very little lag, and it picks it up straight away. And worth mentioning as well, this gets to 60 miles per hour in 7.3 seconds. No slouch at all compared to other SUVs out there. The one down from this, which is the ST Line, which is a slightly different engine, giving you 178 brake horsepower, gets you to 60 seconds in around about 9.1 seconds. But is anyone really caring about the 0 to 60 on a Ford Kuga? Well, if you do, get the ST Line X is what I would say. So that's the numbers and maybe the driving enthusiast stuff out the way. In terms of the parent in me that is very responsible in doing school runs, visibility is fantastic. We had a Dacia Duster the other week where visibility was on the small side. This is brilliant. The cockpit is fantastic. I've got lots of light coming in from my ST Line X pan roof as well. And in terms of wind noise, there isn't any. It's so good. Also in terms of engine noise, when it does kick into the power and the petrol engine takes over, again, very little engine noise. Also worth mentioning, on my infotainment system, I have some drive modes. I have 4 to be precise. I have your normal drive mode, I have Eco, which you pop it in, it's going to give you the most efficiency. And remember, mid-50s is what we're aiming for on a nice eco drive. We have sport mode. When you click on that, everything should go red, and I felt it. And then all of a sudden I can put that 240 brake horsepower into practice on this UK country road. I love that. You can see my face light up, and it's nice to know there is a difference, because there are other SUVs, i.e. the Nissan Qashqai, which we did a video on. Click if you want to have a little watch of that. That when you flip it into sport mode, very little happens. This, all of a sudden, you can hear the grunt of that 2.5 litre engine, which I think is always nice for when you've left the kids at home and you want to go careering, I don't know, on the way to football. I mean, I don't play football anymore, I'm 40, but you get what I mean. We also have a slippery mode. If it's slippery out, which to be honest it has been out today, we have that just gives you that extra security. Everything flips in to a nice grippy SUV that you do not have to worry about. So I'm going to flip it back into my favourite mode, which is sport mode. I'm joking, it's eco, definitely eco now. This ST Line X model comes with an extra sophisticated auto braking. It also comes with lane assist, so it allows you that little bit of reassurance when it comes to the auto drive modes as well. Personally, I don't like a lot of it, because it makes me feel a little bit like, oh my God, it is actually driving for me. But it is always nice to know that you have it, especially in the ST Line X. You do get that as standard with the Active and the titanium models, but it's an extra level of sophistication that you're paying for if you go for the ST Line or the ST Line X. Okay, from a driver's point of view and position, drive position, etc., finding a drive position is really easy. Mentioned the electric seats earlier. I've got lots of maneuverability with the steering wheel as we cut to a shot of me moving that around. And I've also got a lovely display. My driver display is digital and very HD as well. It's got my battery power. It's also got my drive modes. It flicks to a lovely eco green when I'm doing it. Obviously it's got all the usual bits like my speedo and my rev counter, etc., but it's just very, very nice. Kuga is an absolute stalwart when it comes to SUVs in the UK market. That is without a doubt. It has evolved over many years, so maintained its popularity right at the top of the tree when it comes to this type of car. In my opinion, it drives best out of most of these SUVs you see on today's roads, and if you can afford it, why not treat yourself to an ST Line X, because this is pretty special. Get along to a Ford Vertu dealership, take this car for a drive and see for yourself. And remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next review.